Hi guys. Welcome to the Blender workshop. Today we're gonna go through my workflow from Rhino to Blender. This is by no means like the standard way of doing things. If you have faster way or you think it's more efficient, you should do it, because I know that my workflow is not the most efficient. Anyway, yeah, some of the inspiration for the kind of animation that I do, or like the kind of render animation I do, is not influenced, but I just think that these work are really cool and you should check them out. Dynamo Dream is a movie by Ian Hubert, who spent the past decade just working on this CG movie, and entirely in Blender and a green screen and his girlfriend. You should really check it out. It's very cool. And I guess I'm not sure if it's made in Blender. I think just the animation is very cool. They do keyboard stuff. So yeah, you should check these out. Anyway, for the agenda today, I'm gonna go through exporting the settings from Rhino and then into Blender. This is gonna be one segment. Oh yeah, I'm gonna break down the workshop into short videos. So I think you should only watch what you think is relevant to your workflow. Like some of these you probably already know anyway. Yeah. So the next thing is, like, for the absolute beginners, I'm just gonna open up Blender and then go through some common user interface. Some of the shortcuts, or like the property settings that I set up before starting a render scene, which is gonna be the next segment. And then after that, we're gonna do a bit of material and texture. And there are actually a lot of material and texture tutorials on YouTube, so I'm just gonna very briefly go through how I set up a very quick texture and material, and that's it. Then I'm gonna link some nice tutorials for material and texture, and you should really check them out. After that, we're gonna go through a bit of lighting. I'm not very good with lighting. My kind of lighting setup is, as long as it's lit and it looks okay, it's pretty much done. But there are some tricks to make it pop up a bit more, especially in compositing, which is gonna be the last thing we go through. In between, we're gonna set up a very simple camera animation. We're gonna put some music inside, and we're gonna make like your design, I guess, fly to the music, I suppose. Yeah. I think that's about it. So let's go straight into Rhino. Oh no, I didn't open Rhino. Sorry, give me a second. Okay, so here we are in Rhino, and so here we have a pen, right? The first thing you would need to do is to organize everything that you will be moving in the animation in Blender into different layers, as you can see here on the panel on the right. Yeah, so anything like the shell, the battery, the spring, and all that, you should put them into separate layers. You can organize them as you can see here. But yeah, by parts, not by material. I think it's easier subsequently to separate things and move things around in Blender. Anyway, so with that, we're just gonna, for this demonstration, I'm just gonna select the things that I think would help to demonstrate. It's not so detailed because it's gonna take very long to load inside Blender. So I'm just gonna take these parts, maybe, yeah, and I'm gonna export them. Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. All right. So the format for the export you're gonna choose is OBJ 10 design. Yeah. In these settings, I'm just gonna go through these tabs, and yours should also reflect this. So in geometry, you just select polygon mesh object. Formatting, so these are the settings. Naming, just remember to export Rhino object names as OBJ objects, and layers as OBJ groups, and sort by OBJ groups down here. Mesh, these are the settings. I think it's quite standard, like it should be the default setting. But here, okay, like if you see this, usually at first I just crank to more polygons because it's gonna make the mesh a bit more detailed. Because Blender is like a polygon based renderer, so it's if you set it to too low, well, it's gonna be faster, but you can see a lot of like resolution drop in your mesh. So I recommend going for more polygons, but you should really gauge, like if it's too many polygons, it's not gonna load. In detail control, this is actually quite an important setting. With maximum aspect ratio, it's okay to set it at 6 like this, but sometimes I do find that when you export it as 6 in Blender, it sometimes make the mesh a bit jagged, especially when you have the pill shape. It's gonna just give you like a diamond shape instead. So from experience, changing this value helps, especially when you make it lower. Some value that is like below 1 would be good. It's gonna make the mesh a bit more detailed. It's gonna take a bit more time to load into Blender, but well, you're gonna see cleaner mesh generally. So yeah. And I think, yep, I think it's done. You can close Rhino right now.